Hi there, I want to talk about making selections in Photoshop using these two images. Now, using new Photoshop, we have an option here. Now we'll start by unlocking our background. We've got this new option which uses AI to make a selection. And if I hit select subject, it will look at the image. And with a bit of luck, it will make a selection of it automatically and by and large perfectly, with some caveats. If your image is on a very, very busy background, Photoshop can suffer, in which case it won't do a perfect job. And how do we fix it then? To do this, I would go over to this button here, which should look like it's probably got the object selection tool in it by default, but if you right click on it and choose quick selection tool, we can see this stem down here hasn't been selected. Now I want to add to this selection, so I need to look up at the top and check add to selection is selected. My other options are subtract from selection, or just add a new selection, which is if you want to choose a different object in the thing. But I just want to add to now. Using the square brackets to adjust the size of my brush, I'm going to make sure my brush size is smaller than this piece I'm trying to select, and then I'm just going to left click and drag over it. Can you see right away it jumped bigger than we actually needed it to be? Let me just zoom in so you can see here. Right, if it does this, you need to hold down the Alt key, which if you watch these buttons here, when I press the Alt key, switches it to minus, and this will allow me to subtract from these areas. Now once I'm happy with my selection, I can just press the mask button, create mask from selection, or the mask button down here, which will then drop out my background. Let's have another go on a different image, because again, if we do select subject on something like this, let's just unlock my background before we start, it's likely to capture all three of these pens. In fact, let's try it, check it does it. Yeah, like I thought, it selected everything. To unselect it all, I can hit deselect, or I can go select, deselect up here, Control D. But let's say I just want to select this blue felt tip pen. I'm going to use quick selection tool, set to add selection, and just start dragging over the pen I want to choose. And that's worked quite well. Now if I wanted to create, say I wanted to select the yellow pen as well, now if I just click on this, this would deselect. Oh, it's not deselected, it's just worked completely fine. It shows what I know. That's fine. So I've got two pens selected. Now these selected areas are indicated by these marching ants, as they call them. And this just tells you this is the piece of the image you want to work with. So then I'm going to run up to my filter gallery up the top, and then go to filter gallery, and a window should pop up on top. Now it might look like this with all these little folders all closed. You can click these little triangles beside them and try to see what each one of these things does. I want to go for one which really stands out. That's quite good. Sumi E. I can adjust the settings for each of these, so I can increase the stroke width and the stroke pressure until I've got something quite bold. But when you're annotating and making notes, just make a little note of what you changed and which one of these you filmed, you used. Once you're happy with the effect, click this OK window to apply it to the main image. And now we've got this effect just applied where we specifically chose. Great, thank you for watching.